Hey everyone, welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones, the card game 2nd edition video for you. This time we're at round 3 of the Quebec 2016 Regional Championships, held at BD Cosmos in Laval, Quebec. On the left we have Mark, on the right we have Jonathan. On the left, Mark is playing Baratheon Fealty. He has set up a Fiery Followers and a Rose Road. Not the greatest, I don't think, but I don't think it should be marched. On the right we have a Targaryen Banner of the Lion deck being played by Jonathan. He has set up Syrio, Viserion, and Viserys, and it looks like a Illyrio's estate down there. So that is a pretty great setup. 4 cards, 8 gold spent, got some economy going. And it's nice to get a neutral character out, who are usually harder to play later, especially when they're 5 costs and they don't have many reducers in the game other than King's Roads, I guess, really. It's nice to get the 5-cost neutral out of the way and on the board, so you can get your larger characters out later that you have your in-house reducing for. So we have Noble Cause flipped on the Baratheon side into Summons on the Targaryen side. They're flipping for initiative. And it looks like Jonathan on the right one, and he's choosing Mark the Baratheon player to go first. And we're going to see what he finds for Summons here, searching the top 10 cards of his deck for a character. See another copy of Syrio.
Oh boy.
And he's taking all the characters out, separating them. And he's gonna stare at them and figure out which ones need to come out there. We see a mountain. And we got a Khal Drogo. So he's narrowing it down here. Let's see which character makes it to the finals here of the Summons choosing championship. And it looks like it's Miri Maz Murder. So she beat out the Mountain, Khal Drogo, a dupe of Syrio.
Really?
Yeah. Play this for just nail that, and I'll nail this.
Can you go first?
Alessandra.
So at this angle, looks like we're getting a nice shot of each player's hands here. The way they're holding their hands out quite far into their mat, so that's kind of nice. So you can kind of get a good view of what they have in hand and their options here. I apologize for any glare though. The store was a little hard to shoot at since one side of the tournament area is completely large floor-to-ceiling windows, and for half the tournament the sun is setting into those windows, and then they have like long fluorescent lights throughout the store, so it's kind of hard to dodge the glare, so I apologize for that. Not the optimal shooting location, but at least there's lots of light. So a nice bright picture. So we see Big Bobby B in the hand of the Baratheon player, obviously. It looks like Stannis is the choice, using some fealty there since he's loyal. So the Stannis lockdown starts earlier. So we saw Mark here, the Baratheon player, in the previous video. If you haven't gone back and watched that, you can see him with the same deck, obviously, and how he performed there. But let's hope it goes a little better for him here. But that setup isn't the greatest, but he does have Stannis early, and usually Stannis coming out earlier can really mess with the opponent and really lock down their board, especially when they have a 3-character setup already. They're going to have to play that game of who do they want to stand in the standing phase, as long as Stannis is out there. But it is a Targ Lion deck. Could be the Smash Bros variants. Most likely those characters are in there. We've seen the mountain, so there could be lots of kill and target kill, and Stannis may not be around forever. So yeah, we're having a kneel happen here, and a power thrown on Viserys using consolidation of power. I believe it is called.
I pay 1. I put King's Road. I have a lot of card in French, so if you want I can translate for you. I'm very good in English, but I can...
So Jonathan on the right, French player, obviously, admitting that some of his cards are in French. That's the problem when you go to a Quebec Regional. Sometimes you'll see some French cards. So, but they're always nice. French players are awesome to help explain a card to you. I mean, it was harder in first edition. Second edition, card pool being small, you know most of what the cards do. But they're always nice in letting you, clarify what a card does and make sure you know the card when they marshal it. So that's pretty cool. Very classy. So we do see Miri out there ready to cause trouble already. And she is a good answer to Stannis.
You have no gold, right?
I have no gold left. I do the same thing.
We see Sirio's already knelt, but he can throw over some stealth and a military to Miri to help ensure she gets through challenges through. I don't think any gold saved on the Baratheon side for Scene in Flames. Doesn't look like that's the case.
Sure, I'll do them.
So it looks like an unopposed intrigue going through here with the fiery followers.
So you can get them up to 4. Please. Okay.
Come on, Batman.
And a copy of that, I'm not going to try to pronounce it card, the zero cost event in Targaryen. Something about winning a power challenge by 5, they can stay in a character. Sharik something or other. But you guys know I'm horrible with pronunciation of lots of things. And I love reading the comments trying to correct me. Trying to correct my pronunciation of fiefdoms. 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 That's it, right? Rhymes with thief, is what I've been told.
So his name one.
You guys asked for me to do commentary on my videos. You have to suffer through my horrible pronunciation and my forgetting of names. If you want me to start putting out 2 copies of every video, one without commentary and one with, just let me know. Or you can just hit that mute button. So looks like an unopposed military here. And Viserys bites the dust. Not going to be able to use his interrupt to remove any attachments. There are none in play. So here we go, intrigue challenge with Miri. The kill we've been waiting for. Oh, he's going to replace claim, obviously. I like the way Mark holds out his cards there, just praying that the opponent will take some intrigue claim instead of replacing it with Miri's ability. I always find it funny when my opponent does hold out their cards like that. I'm like, what are you trying here? You think I'm actually going to just take the claim and not try to replace it? I bet they do catch people doing that, though. That'd be hilarious in a tournament. If they pulled that card, I would definitely be like, well, you just took claim. You're not replacing it now.
Actually, dominance don't after dominance phase begins.
So yeah, the Fiery Followers is going to win dominance there for the for the Baratheon player. They're just clarifying that there. So Baratheon's up 3-2 over the Targaryens here. But that board, though. Whoa, Miri, Sirio already going. 1 character left now. Again, looks like where we started after setup. For the Baratheon player, not looking great.
I'm going to nail this. Pay 1 for Celise. Shireen, rather.
Ready?
Yep.
Fantoshi. Oh.
So Jonathan's got his plots off the board here. I think we just heard him say he's played trading with Matoshi into a summons now on the Baratheon side.
Take my 3 gold first from your plot, then I'll trigger mine.
That's too bad. There's guys' plots now off the board.
I'll pay 4 for Theon. I'm done marshalling. I do have an action in the challenges first, though. Unless you have one first.
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to Scene in Flames again. So I look at your hand. It's a bit of a question.
You said you're going first this turn, correct?
Yeah, I go first.
save on the board, but I don't want you.
Oh,
to yeah,
I take my
it's
10.
a relore card, so
I'm gonna grab Melisandre for my search.
It's a relore card, so every time a relore card.
So we got Melisandre grab for the summons there.
So it's gonna.
Very interesting.
Looks like Jonathan's thinking through his marshalling here. He's collected his 10 gold already.
One.
Like to cut.
Nope.
Draw 2.
Looks like he's trying to play Khal Drogo here.
I'm gonna draw my 2.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh, the Plaza. Plaza of Punishments in play.
And Shireen's reaction
5,
is to heal somebody.
6.
And there's Khal Drogo. It's going to enable the Targaryen player to do 2 military challenges.
I keep.
Okay. 4, 5.
Now Mark's going to need to get Miri locked down. But he's also going to need to try to weather the storm here of 2 military challenges plus Miri kill. Which I don't know. I don't know if you have enough Neil for that.
Right, I'll do
A lot of these Baratheon decks don't have the return target kill to deal with the answers. That you do it through control, like Milk and Neils and Nightmares and that kind of stuff. So there's Melisandre. Getting her early is nice to see. She does have a dupe though, so that is going to help. That's some free military claim right there. That is what he needs. We see Robert Baratheon is still in hand there. He does have Intimidate, so if you can get that Neil going too. There's a Stinking Drunk put on Miri. Another Neil card, so we should see her locked down for next round also.
Oh, it's 0. Really?
We see a Red Keep, an Iron Throne.
and because of Stannis, you can only stand 2.
Needs to get a little chud out there, but looks like all he's got is Selyse Baratheon or Robert Baratheon in the character department. And right now it's looking like 2 military challenges. We'll definitely leave just Melisandre out there exposed with no dupe, and then March next turn is most likely going to happen. And clear the Baratheon player's board. If I was a betting man, I believe that's what I would bet on is going to happen. Looks like he's debating his other effects. He does have an even-handed justice, but you're only going to be able to kneel 1 character, and it's going to kneel 1 on your side of the board, and that still leaves enough military icons across the board standing. And remember, there is Plaza Punishment out there, so that Plaza, if you lose a power challenge, that Plaza is going to kill that Fiery Followers. So
I'll trigger mine.
tons of pressure on the Targaryen side of the board already to deal with. So we saw the even-handed justice played right there. To kneel Syrio and the Fiery Followers.
Action.
So we got Syrio giving stealth to Viserion and a military icon.
I will do.
Could do a power here, steal some power and also get a kill out of the Plaza.
I keep the. No, I will do military.
Scrap it.
5.
What's his tax rate again?
I got renown and I can do 2.
So yeah, looks like Khal Drogo's coming in here on a military.
First one will be unopposed.
So unopposed military challenge.
Bonus.
Reaction winning.
Yep.
Yep.
And it looks like a put to the sword is happening. He did have 2 gold left over there on the plot card we cannot see. And that's going to hit Melisandre, take a dupe away. Claim is going to get the fiery followers. So we're not even going to get to that March scenario. Yeah, it looks like a second military coming through here with Viserion. Kills his Melisandre. Unopposed.
So we win Dom.
So dominance goes to the Baratheon player because of the economy on his plot. So we're tied at 4-4.
Okay, good.
And this, my friends, is the turn where Mark wants to play Valar Morghulis, but cannot because this is not happening like 3 to 4 months in the future from when this game took place. But this is where you want to use Valor. It is coming out soon, hopefully. And these are the kind of scenarios to help you possibly get back in it. The opponent just gets a crazy start compared to your crappy setup, and you just can't get back in it, and they just keep piling on the big dudes. You need something to deal with them on a more mass scale. Because all that kneel didn't even keep one single character on the board, and it's all gone now, and he doesn't have that kneel to use to keep future characters safe.
Military claim. I'll choose a military claim.
Yeah.
So looks like Calm Over Westeros is in the plot deck of the Baratheon player. Maybe should have been played a bit earlier. It's going to prevent military claim from each challenge. Reduce it by 1.
That's always a problem with these games. Either you get a good hand or you don't.
The first game I played,
That's why it was 1-2.
I'm not sure what plot was played by the Targaryen player. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but I did not.
You get the controller starting match.
5, 6,
And also it was multiplayer. It's 5 guys around the table. It's very nice.
I also played Doomtown.
Yeah.
You get 5 cards to start with.
Exactly.
And Ashes. It's the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
5 cards.
You see Stinkin' Drunk was used to keep Miri Nelt.
Yeah. Have you been to one of the tournaments?
Well, yeah, but because of my schedule, it's very hard for me to get the tourneys. Basically, it's my day off. It's my sleep night, I work night shifts.
I keep wanting to come down for the tournaments down here because we don't have any
No?
I'm the Doomtown player.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
There's a couple other guys. That's about it. They're very
You can see Mark's choice of cards here. He's got Robert Baratheon, he's got Lightbringer, he's got a Red Keep in there, he's got a Iron Throne, Selyse, he's got the little reducing character.
Card game.
card game. Check it out because I collect a lot of card games.
He's going with the Red Keep.
So I just try to make decks.
He's just going to let this round go, not put any characters in harm's way. Try to get more in his hand, go dominance route. Yep, there's a duped Iron Throne now. I don't think I would dupe it, but
Basically,
The first game I played,
he puts out a Dragonstone Faithful and sits on a gold.
I got nothing but 2 and 3 cost characters.
great setup.
treachery.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I'd put out that Dragonstone Faithful.
Double there.
What can you do here? If you could have seen a way out here, or something Mark could have done different to prevent this, leave it down in the comments below. I mean, you guys can see his hand, you can see his choices. I don't see any way out of it really, but
I keep 2.
did he kneel the wrong characters? Did he use his kneel at the wrong time? Did he play the wrong plot?
Go ahead. I pass.
Or did he just get, as the kids say, 2.0'd? Just the variance of his deck and the great variance of his opponent's deck.
Terry.
So Viserion came in on a power challenge, lost it because he forgot about the Red Keep's buff there. And we got a military challenge coming in. Oh, but there is no claim. Oh, it is claim 2. So he does have a 2 claim plot showing. So that's why the
Terry.
Unopposed?
Ouch. That's why the Dragonstone Faithful died there.
I forgot to take
Go ahead and throw it off.
Unopposed.
Yep.
And I have no intrigue. And I win dom. I have 3. Oh no, excuse me, you are the arbitral.
So yeah,
Before we get to
we're going to have a red keep draw here at the end of phase. Dominance will be won by the Baratheon player due to having the Iron Throne.
And then Dom.
Got a bunch of unopposed challenges. Put the Targaryens at 7. And the Baratheon player is at 5.
A mistake.
I think you're in a good position.
Yeah. Whole plea.
So Jonathan, like he's saying there, made a mistake there on the power challenge. Let the red keep go. Didn't realize the strength on the Baratheon side, the bonus from red keep. But really, I don't think that mistake's going to cost him the game. Board position wise, he's in a very good spot.
Ready?
He's 4 chrome. Would be an intrigue.
Okay. Good. Who are you going to choose to go first?
So it looks like Calm Over Westeros was played on the Targaryen side. He chose Intrigue, claim reduction there. And Feast for Crows was flipped on the Baratheon side, so he can get some extra power if he wins Dominance, which goes great with the Iron Throne.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
But the Dominance route to winning for the Baratheon player is very far away. And just winning Dominance is not going to win you the game in this case, giving your opponent multiple unopposed challenges.
One short.
Yeah.
So Mark, being a good sport about it, continuing to play. And if you're still watching this, you're a good sport for watching this, but sometimes I see these games when I'm editing and I just see, you know, when I'm editing early in the video and then at the end of the video and I see just the board position and the length of the video. Sometimes it's just a steamroll game and I debate not posting them, but these happen and people need to be aware of them and learn from them. And can you change your play to make sure you don't get in this situation? Can you make sure you don't mulligan a decent setup, possibly into something more poor? Can you go back to the deck building stage, even to the drawing board, and tweak the curve in your deck, the gold cost of your cards, and the amount of setup friendly and those kind of cards to help your setup be better, so you don't fall behind like this? Maybe not having enough focus on military icons leaves you too open to decks like this. It's a fear of mine when I'm building decks. I always try to watch the military icons, because if you can't get enough out quickly enough and your opponent can just start shredding your board apart with 2 claims and multiple militaries, and you're just going to lose those type of games. People like to play those type of decks, so you got to make sure your deck's built for that. But I post these videos anyway so we can all learn from them and see that they happen, and maybe future cards will help this not happen. So maybe some people can, in the community, can help with maybe a future segment on a podcast or an article. Maybe there is one already I don't know of, but you help prevent this kind of stuff from happening. Maybe you need more tutor in your deck. I don't know. Maybe you need more gold, more economy, maybe higher economy plots to get more characters out to weather the storm. But sometimes there's just always bad matchups. Like certain decks will just always win against other decks, you know, like a lot of the time they just have a higher percentage of win. So maybe this is that situation. I mean, if Stannis could have stuck around and stayed on the board if he had a dupe or whatnot, maybe this would have been a different game completely. Maybe if we saw Robert Baratheon put out earlier, maybe he could have used some Intimidate to help prevent some of that. Maybe rushed a little faster with the Renown on Bob. Used Lightbringer. Maybe sped to the win. But he's got some characters out now. Not enough, I don't think.
So, reaction.
So we got an oppose here from Shireen. Plaza's gonna kill Solis. And Miri is just going to shred through the King's Hunting Party.
That's how it works.
All that on a power challenge. Insane.
Terry.
Alright, unopposed.
Impose bonus. Renown. Claim.
So we got unopposed military here with Khal Drogo, racking up power on Renown.
Doesn't matter, right? Actually, sorry. I'll kneel here. I'll kneel here.
We're going to have the kneel effect triggered off Shireen to kneel Drogon.
3 military.
Okay, unopposed.
And the second military going unopposed there, getting another power.
Ah, no intrigue.
Yeah, I got it. I have 3 cards.
No, I don't have intrigue. Okay. I have 2.
But yeah, Jonathan's ability to be able to do 2 militaries is making up for the fact he doesn't seem to have an intrigue character when he needs it to throw through that intrigue challenge.
1, 2, 3 power for Dom.
But still been able to do 3 challenges, most of them unopposed. You're in a good spot in that case. But very strangely, the Baratheon player is sitting at 8 power after all that. And the Targaryen player looks like he is at 10 power right now. It's just nuts. I don't know how it's still so close. That's crazy. So again, another round starting with the Baratheon player with a wiped board. Over and over, just throwing cards, fuel to the fire, just throwing them into the slaughter.
Trigger line.
2, 3.
That Targaryen deck gets going, man. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, you got to weather that early military storm. That's what I find. If they can get Khal Drogo out there early and keep him out there, you're in trouble. If they get Miri going and she can just run wild, then you're in trouble.
Discard pile. So you draw 1 card because it's not a winter plot.
Yep.
So looks like Stannis was just moved with close call there. And some card draw is going to happen.
Take her away.
I keep all my gold. What do we do, sir? Yelm. It's Guardian. Push power roll.
We see a couple Seen in Flames, Milk of the Poppy. That milk would have been nice a lot earlier. Throwing that on Miri would have helped a lot. Building orders to grab milk. Is that something you need? Is that something that has to be done? If you're playing a control deck to help slow down your opponent early game, I don't know.
You have an action.
Maybe some filthy accusations in the plot deck of the Baratheon player. Just add that extra kneel when he doesn't get his going, just to keep the board more locked down. Might have helped a little bit.
Finish it off.
Yeah.
But then again, the gold's lower on that plot, so than what he was playing.
Power.
Yep, unopposed.
Again, unopposed power here with Viserion. Unopposed military here with Khal Drogo, getting unopposed in Renown.
Renown. And military.
And unopposed with you, Rattleshirt's Raiders. So that should close it out there. And yeah, it's quite a snowball there, getting that early Miri going and the early Khal Drogo. Syrio throwing around his stealth. Just, that's too much. Too much. If you don't have your control effects to handle that, or your own military to stop it, or some target kill to handle those problems, or some spot milks. But either way, congratulations to Jonathan for smashing Mark there. We do have more videos coming up in the series, so hit that subscribe button to be notified when they go live. They're all in a playlist on the channel. If you want to support us, you can always donate at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. I appreciate all the donations so far. You guys are helping me out here, offset some of the costs of the channel. And we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for the support.